Hello my dear students, I hope you all are fine and very healthy. Okay, now let's move to the next topic. We have just brushing up with the basic concepts that we have cleared first and till now what we have learned. Okay my dear students, till now we have learned that vertically opposite angles, they are congruent. Remember, they are congruent. This we will be needing now. All that we have learned till date, anything can come to our help now. They are congruent. Like here, actually speaking, if this is A, this is B, this is P, this is Q, and this is O, then angle AOP will be congruent to angle QOB. This you have to remember, my dear students. These two angles will be congruent by vertical opposite angles, and then these two angles also will be congruent by vertical opposite angles. Angle AOQ will be congruent to angle POB. This is vertically opposite angles, and then we also have adjacent angles property. See, very important. This is going to be really very important. If you have understood all of these things, then only you will be able to solve the coming exercise. Here we get that angle AOB plus angle, see, this is angle AOB plus angle BOC. It has to be in continuity. Angle BOC is equal to this total angle AOC. This is basically adjacent angle property. And then we have a very famous angles in linear pair. Angle POR plus angle ROQ is equal to 180 degree, provided this is a straight line. This we learned in exercise 6.1. And then we have understood that in exercise 6.2, when we had to go there, before that we understood that corresponding angles are always congruent. See, these are corresponding angles. If lines are parallel, remember, if lines are parallel, then corresponding angles will be congruent. That means this angle A will be congruent to angle B. If lines are parallel, then similarly, this also will be congruent because they are making this pairs. You should be able to understand that these are the pairs. Corresponding angles are congruent. Even alternate angles are congruent. Supposing this is C, then angle C will be congruent to angle B. These are alternate angles forming a Z. Similarly, this angle will be congruent to this angle. These two angles will be congruent. Okay. Corresponding angles are congruent. Alternate interior angles are congruent. Even alternate exterior angles are also congruent. Alternate exterior angles are basically this. This is over there and here it is. They both are pointing outside. This is going outside. This is also looking outside on alternate side. This is on the right hand side. That's why they're called alternate. One is on the right hand side, the other one is on the left hand side. And this is looking exterior outside. They're also looking exterior outside. These two also will be congruent. Okay. And similarly, these two. This is looking exterior outside will be congruent. One has to be on the alternate side. One has to be on the left hand side. The other one has to be right hand side. One has to be looking up. The other one has to be looking down. Then they are called alternate interior angles or alternate exterior angles. Even alternate interior also the same, but they are looking interior. That is the only difference. These are looking exterior. These are looking interior. See, this is on the these are alternate angles. This is on the left hand side of the transversal. This is on the right hand side of the transversal. One is looking on the left hand side. One is looking on the right hand side. But they are looking interior. That's why alternate interior angles, and they are basically looking exterior. That's why they are alternate exterior angles. So, and then what remains is interior angles. Plane interior angles on the same side of the transversal, they are supplementary. Remember, they will be angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. There are only two pair of angles which will be giving, which are supplementary. One is angles in linear pair. Angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree when angles in linear pair, and interior angles, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. Rest all we have got vertically opposite angles are congruent. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Here it is an equation. And corresponding angles are also congruent. Angle 1 congruent to angle 2. Alternate angles are also congruent. Angle 1 congruent to angle 2. Okay, my dear student, so hope you have understood this, and then all the best for you and me both. Let us try to start with the exercise 6.2. This is the first question. Okay, fine. Now what is being given over here? Diagrams are very important. Find the values of x and y and then show AB is parallel to CD. See, here again it is not given that AB is parallel to CD. So here what is given is that these are the two lines. Of course you have to show. You have to show means it has to be there. Only then you will be able to show. Then this is the another line traveling in this fashion. Fine. Now what is the question? This is A. This is B. This is given as 50 degree, this angle. This is X. This angle is Y. This is 130 degree. Fine. And this is C. This is D. That is all. Okay. This much is given to us. What they have asked, find the value of, to find. Now here, given though you can understand 50 degree, 130 degree, to find X, Y. These two things you have to find. And also we have to prove AB parallel to CD. See, X and Y we will find, that's a different thing. And AB parallel to CD means, see, any of the three things we have to do. When we have to prove the lines are parallel, either show the corresponding, one pair of corresponding angles. You have to show, remember that, you have to prove, you have to calculate and see any one pair of corresponding angles are congruent, or any one pair of alternate angles are congruent, or any one pair of interior angles are supplementary. Either any one of these three you do, and you can just claim that these are parallel lines. But of course there is a method of writing that. So now let us see over here X and Y. So here say Y is very easily seen. They are vertically opposite angles. Angle Y is equal to 130 degree. It is finished. And for X, again it is very easy. See, this is angles in linear pair. Finished. So if I think about drawing the diagram, how will the diagram look like? See, dotted figures always. This all you should practice, my dear student, because when you do this with simple figures, then you will be able to understand how to do this with the complex figures. Fine. This is your X and this is your 50 degree. This is your Y and this is your 130 degree. So if you notice, if I go over here in this part, see, it will look something like that. I hope you are able to see this. See, this is your straight line. Try to understand. This is your straight line and this is your angle. Fine. So this angle X plus 50 degree will be equal to 180 degree straight line. Something that I drew now. See here. This is usually a straight line and this is your angle. This angle plus this angle will be complete 180 degree. This is happening over here. This is a straight line. This is. When you add them, X plus 50 is equal to 180 degree. This is what you have to do, my dear students. So here in this case also I will tell over here. Actually, it is always nice to label everything as we have done till now and solve. But it is okay for this case, or should we practice that right from start to end? It is better we practice that. A, B, C, D. Now supposing this is your P. This is your, remember the labels are always capital. Q. This is your R. And this is your S. It is always nice to do this. Always nice. Nobody will cut your marks for that. Definitely. So this is how. Now we know that we are going to use it over here. And what are these angles? Angle, this is angle A, no, PQA plus AQR. Okay, PQA. Are you getting this? This is your P, this is your Q, and this is your A. Angle PQA plus angle AQR. This is your R. Yes. Fine. So what do you get over here? Now here, angle PQA plus angle. You're getting PQA plus angle AQR. Angle AQR is equal to 180 degree. Reasons? angles in linear pair. That is all. So now angle PQA is equal to 50 degrees given to you. See, if your teacher has any problem, so she can just look over here and she'll understand how you have got this. Okay, no problem. So 50 degree, once you always have the habit of framing equation, substitution and then solve. So what you get over here, x is equal to 180 degree minus 50 degree, x is equal to 30 degree. Fine. This is your value of x. So this is what you have got. Now considering y we have told that they are vertically opposite angles. So here you will tell what is this? This is this part. These two are going to be congruent. This is what angle? Angle QRD. Angle QRD is congruent to angle. This angle is congruent to this angle. CRS. Are you getting? That is why I always have dotted diagrams and then trace them. Once your eyes are able to trace the diagrams, that means you have started to speak to the diagrams and the diagrams are speaking to you. This is one. Angle QRD is congruent to angle CRS. Reason is vertically opposite angles. Angle QRD is Y is equal to angle CRS is 130 degree. So you have got angle. See now, x is 130 degree, y is also 130 degree, and now you can see they are forming alternate angles. This is there. So here this is your 1, this is your 2. From 1 and 2, x is equal to y. See, this you have shown that this x and this y are equal. You have shown by calculation or by any other mean also you can show. You have shown that they are equal, and then you have to bring it to notice. But angle x, but for lines AB and CD, always write this in detail. Nobody will cut your marks. On the contrary, teacher will be impressed, and it basically it is for your own understanding that for what figure, what type of situation, AB parallel to CD, PSS transversal. When this is the condition, angle X and angle Y are alternate interior angles. So this is your 3, this is your 4. See, they are congruent and they are alternate interior angles. This you should be able to show. Therefore, AB is parallel to CD. Converse of alternate interior angles property. Everything has to be written in detail and nicely, my dear students. Have the habit. This is what is actually is disturbing the solution. You will be able to make these small, and it will go at the side, or maybe afterwards you will draw it on the rough diagram, rough paper. But this is what is actually teaching you and actually making you related, connected to the question. The more you are able to develop this skill on your own, more easy will be complex questions for your people, my dear students. Have the habit of drawing this diagram. Diagrams are the most trusted and true friends of students. Don't get bored of drawing diagrams, as I am doing for you all people. You all should do for yourself. Now in this case, what I'll do, that is all. Then the 6th question is again of the same type, but we'll go to the second one only. Now in this figure they have told AB is parallel to CD, CD is parallel to EF, Y is to Z is equal to 3 is to 7, find X. Okay, fine. So here they have told AB this is AB, is basically parallel to CD, and then they are telling that this again is parallel to EF, and then they are telling there is a line going like this. Fine. So this is your A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, this is your X, this is your Y, and this is Z. Fine. So when given you have got AB is parallel to CD, CD is parallel to EF, this is given, Y is to Z is equal to 3:7, this is given. To find X, this you have to do. This is quite easy, my dear student, but one thing you have to know, see, if supposing one segment is equal to another segment, this is one segment, this is second segment, and if second segment is equal to the third segment, that means first segment is equal to third segment. Are you getting my point? If one segment is equal to second segment is equal to third segment is given to you, it straight means that 1 and third are also equal. Simple, because if 1 is 4 cm, 2 is 4 cm, then only they are going to be equal. And if 2 and 3 are going to be equal, then 3 also has to be 4 cm, and then 1 and 3 both are 4 cm, they are also equal. Similarly, if this is parallel to this and this is parallel to this, then these two have to be parallel to each other. So that's what we will do here. It is given that AB is parallel to CD. This is given. Also CD is parallel to EF. This is also given. Now these are parallel, therefore you should write that AB is parallel to CD is parallel to EF. That is all. This you should keep ready. Why? Because you will require it every now and then. Parallel, now because once they are parallel, now you can use all the properties that corresponding angles are congruent, alternate angles are congruent, interior angles are supplementary. Now everything you can use. Why? Because you have got that they are parallel. So now you have got all the resources with you. What are you going to need? See, when I come to this conclusion, see, x and y are going to be interior, so x plus y is equal to 180 degree. This I will get. Are you getting my point? X plus y is equal to 180 degree because they are interior angles on the same side of transversal. And I have to link this y is to z is equal to 3:7. This is again one very important thing, my dear student. You should always remember, whenever a ratio is given, then the ratio has to play a bigger role. See here, y is to z is equal to 3:7. Whenever a ratio is given, then common multiple can come into picture. Let the common multiple, now usually when we take common multiple be equal to x, but because here x is already there, let the common multiple be k. Why this common multiple? Y is to z is equal to 3:7. That means if common multiple is k, that means y is equal to 3k. This you have understood. Z is equal to 7k. Are you getting? Z will be equal to 7k. Now this is degrees because they are measurement of angles. Are you getting? This will always happen. Whenever ratio is given, ratio of father and son is equal to 7:4. Fathers and sons ratio is equal to 7:4. This definitely will not mean that father's age is 7 years and son's age is 4 years. No, not at all. It only, whenever ratio is given, it only means ratio is there, then common multiple has to be there. Ratio of father's age to son's age is 7:4. Let the common multiple be x. Therefore, father's age will be 7x Sun's age will be 4x years. This will always come whenever ratios are there in picture. So here ratio is there, y is to z is equal to 3 is to 7. Let the common multiple be k. You can take any common multiple. But that means that y is going to be equal to 3 into k, because y is first, 3k. Z is second, z is equal to 7k degrees, because the are the measurement of the angles. This you will get. Now you have got y is equal to 3k, x is equal to 7k, and you know x plus y is equal to 180 degree. This you will be getting. Now what you have to see is that, see my dear students, this is A, this is B, this is A, B, C, D and E, F, and then we have got this. Fine. Now if you notice this is A, B, C, D, E, F. Fine. Now if you notice this, AB parallel to EF, AB parallel to EF, and this continues to be the transversal. We'll name this line L. This will be a transversal. Then we can see that this angle X and this angle Z are basically alternate angles. See, they are forming a Z. So they will be congruent. Are you getting? So that's what I will bring it to notice. Now this is there. Y is equal to Z is equal to 7k degrees. This is your. Now this is over. See, in one place you will be proving all the three lines are parallel. This is one section. In second section you will use the ratios and find the values of y and z in terms of k. This is second section, and now you will go to use this and this. Now you will tell AB is parallel to EF and line L as transversal. See, this is what we should write, because now there are three lines parallel, and what are you taking? So out of that only AB and EF I am considering, and transversal is L. Then I will get angle X is equal to angle Z, because alternate interior angles. Fine. So angle X is equal to angle Z. This is now done. 3. Now again I will go AB parallel to CD. Now AB parallel to CD. AB parallel to CD and line L as transversal. Have the habit of writing this in detail. Now what happens? These are now forming angle X and angle Y are forming interior angles. Angle X, but interior angles ka equation is plus angle Y is equal to 180 degree. Reason, interior angles on same side of transversal. Fine. This is angle X plus angle Y is equal to 180 degree. Now you know from angle 3, angle X is equal to angle Z. Angle Z plus angle Y is equal to 180 degree. This is from 3 you have got. Fine. And then from 2 what you will get, in place of angle Z I will write 7k plus, in place of Y I will write 3k is equal to 180 degree from 2. Are you getting? See, there are so many sections. In first section I proved that 3 lines are parallel. Because these 3 lines are parallel, that's why I can use this, that's why I can use this. And then in the second section I just handled the ratios, and I showed that because the ratio is there, therefore y is equal to 3k degrees and is equal to 7k degree. And in the third section again there is another one where I am using alternate angles, alternate interior angles property, and showing that angle x is equal to angle z. And then in the fourth section, I am actually using interior angles property and then substituting them. Then I am linking everybody over here. And then 7k plus 3k is equal to 10k is equal to 180. Therefore, k is equal to 180 upon 10. K is equal to 18. K is equal to 18. What have they asked us to find? They have asked us to find x. X is what? This. This is x. X is equal to z. So, are you getting my point? X is equal to z. The z is equal to what now? 7k. You can find everything. You can find y also. Y is equal to 3k. Once you have got k, you can find y also. You can find z also. But what they have asked you? To only find x. Your intention is only, you can definitely find y. Y is equal to 3k. 3 into 18. But z is equal to 7k. That is equal to 7 into 18. 7 8 is 56. 7 was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 126 degree is z. Z is going to be equal to 126 degree. X is equal to z. Angle x is equal to angle z is equal to 126 degree. This will be the answer. This is the true Pakka method of solving these questions. Once you are able to write them in this format, understand them in this format, then slowly, steadily you will be able to write complex questions also, my dear students, and you will be able to solve them with confidence. This is moving. I don't know why this is keeping on moving. I am adjusting this every time and still it keeps on moving. I hope you were able to see it. Okay, my dear student, with this we have finished with second question. Let us proceed to the third question. Okay, I don't know how many questions I will be able to solve, but whatever I am able to solve, I will try to finish. Question number third. In question number third, what is happening is AB is parallel to CD. See here, this is AB, which is actually parallel to CD. Fine. And EF is perpendicular to CD. This is here we have got right from the middle, a perpendicular coming to CD. And angle GED is given and everything else is given. So this is basically one more ray which is coming from here to here. Fine. And now segment, not ray, sorry. Now this is your A, this is G, this is actually AB, which is parallel to C, D they have given, and EF, this is your E, which is EF is perpendicular, okay, GE is there, and that's all. Okay, in given what all things you will have is that definitely AB is parallel to CD. Now see, this is given, that means now all the alternate angles are congruent, all the corresponding angles are congruent, all the angles in linear pair are, or all the interior angles are supplementary. Once, because this is given to me, AB is parallel to CD and EF is perpendicular to CD. This also is given. EF is perpendicular to CD. And angle GED, angle GED is equal to 126 degree. This is angle GED from here to here. This is 126 degree. This is 90 degree. Remember this. There's a difference. Angle GED 126 degree. Find. What all things you have to find? Angle AGE, angle AGE, angle GEF, this is AGE, see this is AGE here, angle GEF, and angle FGE. See now, my dear students, what all things we will have to do. This is our figure. This is A, B, C, D, F, E, G. This they have given as 126 degree. Angle AGE. Now see my dear students, it is very simple now. AGE. See, this is 126 degree. Finished. See, this is angle AGE. If you will see this angle AGE and angle GED. Can you make out this is AGE, GED? See, now you are able to trace it. They are what type of angles? Can you make out? Definitely we can make out. They are alternate interior angles. Therefore, angle AGE will be actually congruent to angle GED, and it is given. Baat khatam. So what you have to do? But you have to write it over there. Because now the transversal can be FE, transversal can be GE. So here you have to write AB is parallel to CD. This is given. AB parallel to CD, GE as transversal. When you are taking this combination, angle AGE is congruent to angle GED. Reason is alternate interior angles. Fine, this is the reason. And now angle AGE you know, means you have to find, and angle GED you know, it is equal to 126 degrees. Finished. So simple. Now going to angle GEF. See, again I will have to take another. I know. See, I don't get bored of doing this thing. Actually, it makes my geometry, because every time when I draw a figure, I try to be as accurate as possible to the given things. My AB should look like parallel to CD. My FE should look like 90 degree, and then this. Now if I notice what they are asking me to do, find angle. This is completed. Angle GEF. This is my G. Angle GEF. Now see my dear student, this is 126 degrees given to me. This is 90 degrees given to me. See, now your adjacent angle property will come into picture. Angle GEF. Find this angle. Angle GEF plus angle FED. Are you getting? FED. See, adjacent angle. Angle GEF plus angle FED will be total angle GED. Right? Huh? Angle GEF plus angle FED will be total angle GED. And you know, FED you know 190 degree and GED you know 126 degree. When there are out of three angles, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Out of these three angles, any two you should know, then you will be able to find the third one. So here, you don't have to write anything. Now you know that it is a detail. You have to see that. Now here, angle GEF, angle GEF plus angle FED, FED is equal to angle GED. Reason, adjacent angles property. And then you substitute over here, angle GEF you don't know, angle FED is equal to 90 degree, this is given, and this is equal to 126 degree. Here you have just done substitution. Framing equation, substitution, solving, and that's all. So here you will get angle GEF minus 90, means this will be angle 6 36 degree. Fine. So this will be 36 degree. So you have got angle GEF. The GEF also you have found. Now to go to find angle FGE. Ha 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 ha. This actually speaking is very easy if you have known the angles of a triangle. The property of triangle का अगर मालूम रहता तो ये ज़्यादा easy है, but you don't know that. You have to find angle FGE. See now, I'll first FGE. Now see my dear students, if I take this parallel to this and this is a transversal, which we did over here, this parallel to this and this is a transversal. Angle AGE and angle GED are congruent because they are forming a Z over here. Similarly, angle FGE will be congruent to angle GEC. They will be forming a Z. है ना, एक ही फिगर में करेंगे तो नहीं समझेगा. Fine. So see over here, we have got this is A, B, C, D, F, E, G. Fine. Now if you see, before this we have done, before this what we did, this we took as alternate angle, this is a Z. Now we will take FGE will be congruent to GEC. Then definitely this is congruent to this. So now my question changes. Do I have to find FGE? Instead of finding FGE, I will concentrate on CEG because they are going to be congruent. If I find whatever is this is going to be this. If I find this, I will say that this is congruent and then they are done. Sorry. And now see, to find this, now again the thing changes. CEG plus GEF, because I have no GEF, 36 degree, plus FED. Can you make out? No overlapping, no break. CEG plus GEF plus FED is equal to 180 degree complete. With this I will be able to find this. Here I should see, as I told you, out of the 3 I should know 2. So here this I don't know, but this I know and this I know. So I will find this, and once I find this, that this will be congruent to this. Okay, this is how I will be traveling. So what I will write, angle CEG plus angle GEF plus angle FED is equal to 180 degrees. Reason is quite simple. Angles in linear pair. Now substitute angle CEG, I don't know. Angle GEF is equal to 36 degree. Angle FED is equal to 90 degree, that is known. This is substitution. See this, everything is over here. Angle CEG 90 minus 36, 50, 4, I hope 54 degree and 180 degree, this I substitute over there. Okay, are you confused? 180 degree minus 90 minus 36. So angle CEG will be equal to 180 minus 90, 90. 90 minus 36. Are you getting this now? 36. 54 degree. Huh? So CEG is equal to 54 degree. I got. Now you know that CEG is equal to 54 degree, and now I know this is going to be congruent to this. Now again I will tell AB parallel to CD and GE as transversal. When I take this combination, angle FGE, I hope you are able to trace it, will be congruent to angle GEC because they are making a Z over there. Reason is alternate interior angles. So FGE, CEG, basically they both are same. CEG and GEC are same. Angle FGE is equal to 54 degrees. This you can label it as so you got now angle FGE. This thing they asked you to solve and then you got it. Okay, my dear students, I hope you all are getting this. So with this I stop my lecture. This is too much. Try to solve this, my dear students. Take care, stay home, stay safe, and above all, stay happy. Thank you, my dear students. Love you all. Take care.